Alright, decided to make a new character to level through some of the new landscape difficulty stuff, because titles are fun. And I'm gonna do Fearless.
Would you do something for me? Greetings.
Which is the same difficulty that I am playing my captain on in Mirkwood, and that is rough as heck at that level.
How can I be of service?
Oh wow, apparently, wait a minute, are these shared? So that's a little weird. The tokens of heroism are, and the hero's marks are actually shared between all of the characters. So everybody you play on your account can earn. And let's just go ahead and complete that task, because what the heck?
Would you do something for me? Greetings.
Rack up some easy marks there. Ain't gonna complain. Always pat the bears on the head. So I am now ready to take a quick detour into Clegger to turn a quest in. Probably hit level 10. I just didn't want to hit 10 before I turned the difficulty up to 3. So what that does here is difficulty 3 Fearless. The mobs will be significantly nastier. There are some people who now consider level 3 to be the kind of default difficulty setting. These are people who are actually good at the game, as opposed to being, I don't know, fair to middling, which is where I am. So I think 2 is more of a reasonable, hey, this is a good, solid, comfortable starting point. Level 3, you really should be running around duo or in a group for a lot of the stuff you're going to run into. But we'll see. I should definitely be pretty good, at the very least, for the first handful of levels on a champ.
Well, it seems
Pick the
these
quests back up.
There are Uruks about, stranger. I left Drusi behind
And there's
to
my
guard the
level
business,
10.
so I could ask the mayor what to do.
8 million pop-up notifications.
We had better follow him to his captain.
So what I think I'm probably going to do with this character, just because I am playing at level 3 and I don't want it to be a true pain, is I'm going to take just about every leveling cheat or shortcut I can, as far as being picky on the quests and all the stuff I do. Including, let's go ahead and put on some gear. So it'll probably be a lot of cherry picking side quests that I know aren't gonna be elite mobs and things like that. Because I know how nasty some of this stuff gets. When you're doing signatures or elites at +3. It's not exactly a walk in the park. So I'll probably end up doing stuff like cherry picking side quests and the easier main story quests. Might even do some shenanigans like missions and what have you. 'Cause hopefully what'll happen here is I'll get to more or less blitz through the first 50 levels and the first title I get this character. And past that, we'll see. One thing I have not gotten so far is I've not gotten a bow to drop, so I don't have anything to pull with, which is kind of a bummer. That should be next wave of orcs. And I think it's just 2 waves. Yep. And there are definitely classes that would be more survivable and soloable at the higher difficulties. But for 3, I went with a champion just because they're still pretty soloable and self-sufficient, relatively tough because you've got heavy armor, and as you get further into the trees, you do have some decent healing, self-healing that is. Plus, it's just a class that I'm familiar with, so I'm gonna play into that. And it's a dead orc. So what I'm trying to do here is basically get through
Well upon you.
a bunch of these kind of early
Why does your ranger friend just stand
pieces.
like a lump on a log?
I cannot believe this.
And yeah, it wants me to go back to Mosswood real quick. Gonna turn this in. But I've got a handful of quests up in the bandit camp around here, and that's going to be my next spot. And the reason I want to go through there is get started making progress on the Bandit Slayer deed for some virtue XP, but also it'll be killing bandits, which are humanoids, and I've got a decent chance at getting some, maybe a bow to drop in there, and also hopefully some more jewelry pieces to fill out the left side, because I just didn't bother to pick up anything for there.
We won't be caught off guard again.
And unlike playing at default difficulties, gear and stats and all that stuff really does start mattering in the landscape difficulty. Really is noticeable. Okay, go talk to Manildir. And because I'm kind of blitzing levels, I've done this intro a good handful of times, so I'm just going to be clicking through everything. Apologies in advance. should have me going out and looking for signs of Uruks on the road. And that'll be good because on the way there, I'm going to pass by the bandit camp where I've got a handful of quests for some hobbits in the next village over. Efficiency. More cheats for leveling. Gathering and crafting gets you XP. And most of the time it is 0 danger XP. So I will absolutely be stopping for gathering materials along the way. Not going to go out of my way for them or anything. But I'm not going to pass them up when they're right there. I think if I remember right, to get into the bandit camp, I have to come into it from this side here. If I were to hit it from the side by the road, I think it's the wrong elevation. So I will swing around this way here, through that little gap up there into the bandit camp. And in here, I've got bandits to kill for deed XP and loot, which reminds me I need to double check and make sure. Yep, okay, good. I've got a virtue selected. So these guys should hopefully give me loot and kill credit towards the deed. Plus, all the quests that are in here are also going to net me some good XP, and I think a piece of gear or two that's not bad. If I remember right. I know it says I only need to kill like 6 of these guys, but this place is great for picking up some early loot. I think it's already dropped me. Okay, don't care about the axe. Dropped me a ring that I can use. So that's a start. And I did not get out of there quick enough. Again, that complete force of habit thing of just assuming that I can skip out of any danger. It's a hard habit to break. Especially when earlier today I was playing my 140 champion with pretty decent gear where I can stand in a lot of stuff even at relatively decent difficulties. Cannot do that on a baby champ. Oh, that's another jewelry piece there. 2 jewelry pieces. Fate and let's see, agility, vitality, tactical mitt. Fate, morale, and crit rating. We'll take fate, morale, and crit rating. And I've got the Eye of Sauron effect going on me, which level 3 is the first difficulty that Eye of Sauron is a thing, which makes these guys here nastier when it's active, and they're more likely to attack, it seems like, or to use their special stuff. I'm not certain all of what goes along with the Eye of Sauron being active. All I've noticed is that stuff hurts more. And I'm not sure if it's just because these guys get buffed or what. And come to think of it, I hope that there's not corruption effects that they start adding on yet, because I don't have a corruption purge yet. That would be kind of awkward. I hadn't even thought about that. There's not normally this many guys here. Yeah, I'm kind of realizing I don't have most of my normal toolkit that I'm just used to having on this character, on a champ. I don't have my self purge. I don't have my corruption purge. I don't have any of my buffs to really get rolling. Man, it's been a minute or two. And, oh, there's a necklace, even though it's, well, Fate, Vitality, and Finesse. It's stats where I have no stats right now. And secondary stats is still stats. Okay, there's the first part of Brigand Slayer done, which means I'm on to advanced now. And that's where I will actually get that virtue unlocked, get my first one able to be slotted. But that's also another reason why I'm killing way more of these than are necessary just to do the quest. Because all of this is work that's going to pay off later. I don't want this one wandering up behind me. Definitely noticing that the earlier levels, character levels wise, are still relatively easy. Like, it is not nearly as nasty at +3 as the mid-60s are. So that kind of ramping up effect is still very much in place difficulty-wise for the level curve. So it's less of a walk in the park than it normally is, but it definitely is not up to the bring a group just yet that +3 is later on. Be curious to see when that curve really starts kicking in. And still no bows. Bad luck. But I have gotten a couple jewelry pieces, so that's a plus. I'm just going to get to the point here relatively soon, I imagine, where I am going to start needing to be able to pull things. Alright, so that is all of the actual quests in this area done. But I'm only halfway through the advanced bandit killing. And I don't plan on picking up. There's a follow-up quest, amusingly enough, where if I go further down another quest chain, it'll send me back in here to kill bandits. But that's kind of its own whole side chain that I'm just not going to do. So there's not going to be anything that's going to bring me back killing these bandits specifically for quite some time. So I'm just going to go ahead and stay in here and slaughter a bunch of these guys. Because I want that virtue XP. And it would be really silly to leave this like halfway done. Wow, that bleed ticks for like 50. Yeah, 52 per tick. Oh, there's another earring. So even though it's kind of crappy stats, it's still stats. And that gives me both jewelry slots filled out. So everything but one ring on the left-hand side at least has something in it now. That's one of the really nice things about this little area here is, again, it's a bunch of humanoids. And they don't drop half bad loot. See, that food lasts for 10 minutes. But the regen on it is going to be really nice, so my between fight time isn't going to be as bad. It's another thing that the difficulty settings actually make worthwhile is making sure you've got food and any other buffs running. Right, there's level 12. And nope, I want to finish that one out. Yeah, got a level 12 two-handed sword, but it's just... I've also got a pair of crit crafted axes that are just nicer, so I'm going to leave that alone for now. Still no bow. At this point, I would even take just a gray bow with no stats, just to have something to pull with, but we'll see. Okay, I need 15 more bandits. That's 14, and this dude will make 13. And if I don't get one on my way out of here, well, then I will pick up a bow later on. Should just need a couple more. Yep, 58 of 60. And now from here, I should be able to basically pop back to the road. And let's see, where was I going? Oh yes, I want to head this way and pick the road back up to do the looking for signs of orcs. And equip that and start earning the next one. Actually, you know what? Because I know stuff's going to start getting difficult, I am going to pick up some fidelity for my next virtue, specifically because fidelity is great as a defensive virtue, because its primary stat is tactical mitigation, and that is just where all of those nasty bleeds and poisons and all sorts of, fire effects, all the stuff that tends to kill you that you're not thinking about. Tactical mitigation is just a godsend. So let's see. Yep, next up, we'll just keep going down the strikes when we get further on there. Wolves I don't care about because they're not part of any deed and they'll mostly leave me alone. Could go all the way around, but I'm right here. I do plan to keep an eye out for any Uruks along the road because sometimes they hang out on this route. And kind of like the bandits, they have the chances of dropping gear and they count towards their own Slayer deed. Yeah, bunch of stuff that just doesn't do me a whole lot of good, unfortunately. But stuff to sell. Saw that purple earring and I thought maybe that was something good, but that is explicitly caster stats. Not even really worth it for any secondary stats I might pick up. And again, roadside Uruk. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see where the curve kicks in, because at 12, it's definitely not feeling like there's much extra other than the mobs take a few more hits and the Eye of Sauron effect kicking in on a couple of the bandits. My guess would be because they know that at these low levels we don't have things like corruption purges or our self purges as well, they tame that pretty far down. Which is another reason why I want to kind of blitz XP as much as I can on this. Okay, there's all those, and now I'm going to stop in the Uruk camp to do the kill quest up there, because I picked that one up. That should be, yep, a little ways south of me up in the hills here. Which is kind of funny, because now I'm much more familiar with this camp, at least on a regular basis, from running one of the delvings that I periodically do, which is in here breaking siege machinery. It's always interesting to remember, oh yeah, this stuff exists in the open world too. Okay, so that's 13 of 40 for the first part of the deed. So hopefully I can just get a bunch of them in here while I'm doing the quest. Here, Uruk, Uruk, Uruk. Oh, that's Captain. Yeah, definitely really not bad still. So, +3 early on is something to be sneezed at. Still no bows. So I can just kind of let this guy sit here and hit me. Even though I am running at Fearless, he's still not really a threat. He's 3 levels lower than me, but still. Do have to remember that I am still in the level range that is very much considered the learning the game level range for most players, or you know, new players to the game, so they have to make it at least approachable here. But it would be nice if level 3 was at least a little more dangerous. Because I know exactly how nasty it gets later on. Keep looking around for objectives I'm used to seeing in the delvings. Another captain. That was Captain 2/2. And I think I'll probably just go up and then make my way back down the other end. This guy and one more will complete the basic Uruk Slayer. There we go. So now I need 80 to complete the advanced. Means I'm definitely not doing it on this run through here this one time, but I'd like to make some good progress in it. Which means you all die, even if you're hiding. Oh, that was nice. That treasure cache had food, and both of the food is good. I will take those and use them. Not gonna scoff at getting 5 purple foods of each basic type. Alright, I got all my kills in here. So pretty much just gonna fight my way back out. Clear these ledges. I think it's gonna get me about halfway through, or at least close to halfway through the advanced deed. So that's a bonus. It's not bad. But I would really like to have that tactical mitigation unlocked and finished before I get too much further in. Because I have a feeling that all of those dots and debuffs that do the tactical damage, you know, anything that's fire and poison especially, is going to start getting really nasty. Probably by late teens into the 20s, I'm going to guess. Eh, 27 of 80. So this will be 28 of 80. Not bad. Oh, chest over there and a bunch of these guys. So minor detour. Nothing good in the chest, though. Nicely timed level. Accept the quest for Destination Breland, but I'm probably going to stick around in the Before the Shadow area for a while on this guy, mainly because I know that a lot of the gear I'm going to be getting doing these things is all going to be the new stats gear, and it's just better than the stuff that I would be getting if I headed to Bree and did those. Okay. Looks like Lintrev is my next quest turn in. And yeah, got a lot of stuff, but does not look like any one of them wanted to drop me a bow. Not even a crossbow, just to throw me a bone. Humph. And I totally forgot that there's a ford over here that I should have taken. Because I just basically never crossed the river here, but that up there is a village I'm looking for. Would be entirely too easy if I just took the straight route. Free XP again. And this road should curve around and deposit me out in Lintrev. Where I get to go tell the mayor that I killed a lot of Uruks for him. Seriously, Krebin, you're gonna be like that?
Always more work that needs doing.
I love how that one followed me here, but didn't aggro me until it was all the way at me. Okay, Glenhelig next.
How do you do?
And that one really is just to turn in a leftover quest to get it out of my log. There we go. Tell her I found her
Sobering
drunken
up,
father
is he?
and sobered him up. And from here, back to Clegger.
Hello there.
But all this will get me to basically the Karas Galebrin camp. And that's where I'll be able to get some good XP and gear from as well next. Do we need to go up here? I don't remember who merchant. That's right, I still have to turn in all of the bandit camp quests.
Is there something I can do for you?
Yes, I found your book, and
Just a
yes, I
moment.
cleared out the bandits. And
Just
I
a
rescued the
moment.
hobbits. And that's sending me back to
What do you
Glenhellig.
do?
Luckily, Stable Master. I'll actually have to sell some of this stuff pretty soon. I'm starting to accumulate. I do not remember what level this person. That's right, he's down by the water. Kranig's all the way down there. And I don't particularly feel like cliff diving, even though you can jump down there from certain spots and make it down safely. It's just a pain. I'm going to be lame and just ride around. And if I remember right, he's the guy who's going to ask me to go back into the bandit camp when I turn
Looking
this
for
in. Yep.
Glenhellig, are ya? You and everyone
No,
else.
dude, I just came from there. We are not doing that again. Oh, but that's a warg. And again, Slayer Deeds. Don't pass up wargs. We're just going to cancel that one because not coming back here anytime soon.
How do you do?
Back to Mossward to talk to Manildir, and then there'll be a bit of a run around for Tegwin as he distracts us and goes and gets himself captured. But that'll move things forward to Longaron briefly, and then to Karas Galebrin, where I'll actually start once again picking up XP and gear.
You bring interesting tidings.
Yep, break the blade inside, swords are cool, yada yada.
More Uruk blades?
Don't care,
I
because I
didn't ask
have
for these. Could
my
you do something about Tegwin? He's been
other back
bothering me
piece.
since this morning.
Tegwin.
What can I do?
He's going to
help the
send us on a
village?
wild goose
Can I come with
chase. So we will go do the wild goose chase. So we're looking for boars, birds, rocks. You know, the usual. So I'm just going to hit the road and grab the rocks first, and then grab everything else on the way back. Unless, of course, I see one of them hanging out right here. This quest is one of the ones that does kind of amuse me because Lotro absolutely falls into the pattern of a lot of the quests that you run into that various townspeople and things like that want you to do really do fall into the can you do some busy work? Because I don't care that you're a hero. What I really need is somebody who can round up my chickens for me. Type stuff. And this quest, kind of interestingly, is explicitly a busy work quest. And, you know, spoiler alert, when you go back and turn it in, it turns out that literally what the kid did was to give the eager prospective hero some busy work to distract them. So literally I am running around doing busy work as somebody's distraction right now. Which I just find amusing. Oh, that should be my last Crabane there. Even gray mobs count. So just boars. And there should be a good handful of them over this way. Oh. Pop in Uruk. Again, places where I really wish I'd gotten a bow drop. There's another boar there. So that should be 6 of 8. Need 2 more after this one. Then I can go back and keep the story moving forward. Apparently, boars are thin on the ground. I think this was Evendom or something. And last boar. Conveniently standing next to a pile of free XP. Of course, all the boars are basically hanging around right outside of town. Never fails. Alright, all of this should go back in here, and turns out, oops, the kids disappeared.
Thank you for these items.
So now we go search for the missing kid. And of course there are Uruk boot prints outside of the walls here. You know, great job, guards.
Takeaway. He's missing.
Yes, Degwin is missing.
You say the boy might have found Uruk tracks leading north?
And go to Longaron. Which, thankfully, I've already got the stable master point for, so I can just grab a quick horse.
How can I be of service?
And there's Manildir.
I heard Tegwin has gone missing.
Who wants me to kill crocodiles. And ultimately, I kind of want to make my way towards that middle area there, where the next part of this quest is gonna pick up. So I'm gonna hop to the island here and then make my way through these. Because a few islands over, there will be one of these islands one of the smaller ones that actually just has a bunch of Avank on it. So rather than searching for them piece by piece, I'm just going to hit that island. But I will take this one because he's right here and he's standing next to free XP. And I still don't have a bow, and yet I still try and use it. I think this next island over is the one I'm looking for. Or it might be the one a little bit to the right and ahead. But one of these is typically just crawling with these guys. This is the one I was looking for. Oh, yeah, that's right. These guys... That bleed is no joke on this level. Right, I'll have to get some food going again. And again, not having my wound/poison purge yet, there's nothing I can do about it when they land those, especially if I get two ticking away on me. Alright, now I'll go ahead and catch up to Manildir. That's kind of why I was taking this route rather than hanging around on the banks, because I know that there's this island chain here that has all of these guys, and then Manildir is going to be over this way. Gonna meet him and do the stop, look, listen. Ran past him before he
No
loaded
sign
in,
of
of course.
I have seen nothing either. Nothing. Let us continue our search.
And we found Tegwin's toy sword, which
This does
instantly
seem to be
spawns
Tegwin's sword.
Manildir, of course. And now across the river. And we should find him by this rock here.
I'm here.
Yes, dumb kid ran away,
Yeah.
blah blah, we know. Take a two-hander for now,
You
even
would
though I
be
know I'm
very
about to
proud
replace
of
my
me.
weapons
I'm
here.
certain of it.
The old elf.
Manildir.
That must be Karas Galeb.
Okay, and that should send me where I've been wanting to go, which is the next camp. And I don't feel like riding through all that nonsense. So we're going to use a couple of cheats and just milestone back to Bree, where I've got myself set, and then ride to Mossword and Longaron. Because it is seriously less hassle than riding all the way back through those islands. And Bree has enough people hanging outside the Prancing Pony here that Bree's having trouble loading in all the way quickly. Pretty much every evening on Landerval is band night outside the Prancing Pony. An epic battle awaits. Yeah, no.
Hello there.
Okay, go to Longaron. And from there, right up to Karas Galebrin. Which beats the heck out of riding all the way back through those swamps. Yeah, we'll use a two-hander for a bit. And what I really should do is just sell a bunch of stuff. Really just enough to clear up some inventory space here. And not look like a completely degenerate pack rat. Earring of the Mariner. No, we don't have Mariners yet. But soon. It's actually going to be really interesting. I wonder what races will be able to be Mariners. Okay, bunch of space clear. Now, off to the next spot. This is where I'll be able to start getting myself some decent XP and gear again. Maybe a bow if I actually get a little bit of luck on my drops. Pass by all the turtles in the mist. He was right there. I had to.
What can I do for you?
Alright, here's a dude I'm looking for, and he's going to send me up to the Uruks up above, and because again, we're looking to skim any easy XP we can on this character.
Alas for Karaskar.
I'm just grabbing every side quest
Alas.
so that I can knock anything out that I pass by.
Well met. Are you heading west?
Stay a moment. Mind my words, traveler.
Even the silly ones like, find the bridge, find the other bridge. But when the whole point of a character is literally to level them, you take all the XP you can. All the easy and quick XP. Okay, there we go. There's one bridge, which is clear for now, as they point out. And keep down deadly strikes. Oh, but that's nice because this gives me bracing attack. And bracing attack is my first self-heal, and the only self-heal I'll get for a while, I think. Because I'm not going to get the traits where I get health return on kills until pretty deep in the red line, I think. Killing spree, yeah, so I need to get all the way down to killing spree to really get what I want. Killing spree is really what lets the red line champion kind of stand out and be more self-sufficient. Up until that point, you're really more dependent on just making stuff dead as fast as you can. And chugging potions if you need. Okay, I think one of my others is find the river bank. Yeah, before I go up the hill, I'm gonna just complete these little side quests down here. Because they're gonna be easy little bursts of XP, and they're going to advance the X number of quests completed in the zone deed, which is going to keep moving me towards having fidelity unlocked for that extra defense. Before stuff gets too nasty, difficulty curve wise, I want that tactical mitigation. Okay, this should be the riverbanks. Yep, and it's a natural barrier against enemies coming this way. Confirmed. And what the heck? Since I'm out here, I think it is, yeah, easiest way is going to be to go this way. Apparently got bit by an Avank. That bleed is just wicked. Ticking for 92, 104. And it lasts for freaking ever. So those guys I basically have to blitz before they land that bleed. Go pick flowers for me, it's no big deal. They're only in a little area that's surrounded by the bleedy, bitey crocodile things. It's cool. Okay, what else am I looking for here? Defeat some turtles and...
What can I do for you?
Find somebody who's got their foot stuck in a trap. Well played. Wow. Apparently the turtles did not like me freeing him. Okay, seriously, get the heck out of here, dude. You cannot be trusted on your own. And get a treasure cache. And what is this cache of old notes? Well, looks like it's a deed in the zone, maybe? But that treasure cache gave me more of that purple food, which I am not going to argue with. Three more turtles, and I'll be good to go from here, I think. Oh, I guess only the dread turtles count, so some of those little ones did not count. Oh, and there's a named with a jerk and stuns. And okay, so he's got a corruption on him that I cannot purge because I don't have a corruption purge yet. So I need this dude to reset. That is problematic. Definitely an issue with doing this difficulty at this level is any mob that gets a corruption on it, I do not yet have the skill that purges corruptions. So he was more or less invincible there. +3 has started to rear its complications. Alright, I will get my one more regular, not named, not stupid turtle. Step out of the flame strike. And get the heck out of Dodge. Thankfully, potions and running saved the day. Which now makes me wonder and want to look up what level I get that strike skill that is my corruption purge. Because until I get that, I've got to be really careful with any mob that spawns with corruption on it. Because if it's one of those defensive ones like that guy had, they're almost functionally invincible.
You are most welcome back.
Okay, you get your flowers,
May Gavonnen.
and you get your dead turtles. Now, I think before I head back up there, I'm also going to go across the water and go take care of the invading wargs. Because again, side quests for easy XP. And, yep, no good extra gear yet. Womp womp. Should have wargs up at the top of the hill here, if I remember right. There we are. Invasive warg. Like they're a pest of some kind. Don't think the fireflies attack on sight. Looks like not. Because again, the ideal scenario here is that I single pull as many mobs as I can at this point. Starting to get to the point where their bleeds and debuffs really do hurt, and I still do not have my purge yet. My self-purge. Let's see. Sometimes there's some that sneak up here, but it doesn't look like it. There's such a small area that's the core, like, spot for these particular wargs. And this should be my last one here. Of course, he's standing next to that Huorn, but I don't think that's going to do anything more than threaten me. Awesome. So that knocks off another quick side quest. Go back, get a burst of XP, then I will go up the hill and start playing with the Uruk that are up there. But this is getting really close to level 15, which is good. Because that's really my first goal, is to get to 15, get some gear upgrades, and see where we go from there. Alright, killed your wargs.
Will you aid us?
Seriously, you want me to deliver your pelts now? Oh. Alright, well, ain't doing that. Those can wait. Up the slope of the hill it is. I think there's a quest to just kind of kill general enemies around here. So I'll probably do that real quick, because that'll keep making progress towards the Slayer deed. And it'll be another side quest to turn in real quick. Oh, Sauron out of Flame Strike. And of course I got hung up on the rock. You gonna come back down here, buddy? I'll hide behind a rock. Come get me. No? Alright. He's stuck. I didn't want to kill that one anyway. I wanted to kill this one. Oh, seriously, now you move? Alright, there is my 10 foes in Kara Skelebrin. I'll turn that in real quick. I know that when I go up the slope and start doing the stuff up there, I'm not going to want to turn right around and come back down and
ruins remain.
turn these in.
Alas for Caras Galebrin. Alas for the Mirrodine.
Okay, examine the dead Uruk. And yes, I hear someone calling me. She wants me to kill more, which I am fine with. And that replaces that Fate and Crit with my nice good Might stats, which I would much rather have. You're not an Uruk, so you don't count, but you're in the way. And you need to stop moving. Keep looking for my sprint button to move faster from orc to orc, and don't have that one yet either. But there should be a bunch of them up here. And now I kind of wonder, how feasible actually is it? Oh, there's 15. So, pause that thought, because that means I have gear upgrades to put on. So now I'm wondering, how feasible is it to just walk into that camp and smack these guys? Because at least a couple of them have that defensive aura on them, but one of them wandered away, which was stupid, frankly. That was a mistake not just for him, but for his friend. Still hurts a bit. One more, and he conveniently walked right up to me. Yeah, sorry, I cannot read the Uruk report. I don't speak black speech. I wonder how close I am towards... Okay, 64 of 80. I'm just going to go ahead and kill me a few more Uruk while I'm right up here to finish that deed. Oh, hey, this is stupid, but I think I will. They're just going to group themselves up like that. They're really asking for it. And again, sorry, Mr. Dunlending, you don't count, but you're in the way. I will come kill plenty more of you, several expansions in the future. I should need 4 more-ish? 5 more. that's not good. 3 different effects on me. Thankfully, one of them's just a silence. And the nice thing is, this area up here is just chock full of chests. Bad thing is, most of them just have a little bit of coin and some junk in them. They're not like proper chests. They're materials and task items. Okay. So that completes the advanced Orc Slayer for the region. So I can hop down here, go turn the quest in, and most importantly, equip that virtue and start earning towards my next one of Valor.
Slaying Uruks may be its own reward, but finding a clue to their purpose here is even better. The elves of Eregion were deceived before by gifts and promises of secret knowledge.
But for the moment, I do believe that this is where I am going to call it, because that was a whole lot of leveling, but I made it to 15. Definitely started seeing that the difficulty is kicking in a little bit. Still not nearly as nasty as it gets later in the game when you're playing at the increased landscape difficulty, but it's starting to show a little bit. Definitely really missing some of my skills that I will have later on to be able to handle some of the things. But progress made. Level 15 out of 50.